y'all. I haven't seen you in a little while, been a couple weeks because I went on vacation with my family. My son is about to go off to college and we're gonna miss him, and so we wanted to get a little bit of hiking and swimming and just have some family time in. So in the meantime, I have still been trying on a lot of new products and I've found some really good stuff. So I'm gonna do this full face of makeup. Very summer inspired, but really good for cool, fair skin. So let's just get started, and we are gonna start from the very base all the way up until the lips. Okay, let's go. All of these products are either brand new or new to me, and honestly, a lot of these are really, they're putting out a lot of good stuff for the summer. So I kind of had to pick and choose because there was so much to choose from. I am looking forward to putting away some of this stuff because my desk is just like overflowing. So I gotta go ahead and share these. I'm gonna start with my moisturizer. I'm always looking for a good moisturizer. It can't pill, it can't be too glowy. It really just needs to moisturize and leave me smooth, not leave like a film of any kind on my face. This is really good. This is the Ultimate Nourishing Rice Overnight Spa Mask. Now they're saying that this is like a mask, like it's heavy. It's really not. This is actually a really nice light moisturizer. I would not say that if you have ultra dry skin, this is going to do it for you. It'll be nice. It's just not heavy like it advertises itself to be. This is my day moisturizer during the summer so far. My daughter, who has very sensitive skin, has been able to use this as well. Everything breaks her out and irritates her, and this does not. So it's CosRx. They're always good. Highly recommend. Let me show you just what the texture looks like. So it holds up, but see how it starts to slide. So it's a good medium texture, and it leaves you, instead of with like a really glowy base, it leaves you with just a nice moisturized satin base. For me, that is perfect. See how it sort of disappeared? Very comfortable. No scent whatsoever. This is definitely my favorite new moisturizer. Really been loving this. Next, I'm always looking for a great primer that is a blurring primer. That's just, I've always got some texture here. It's not terrible, but it's there. I want to minimize it, right? And I also want other stuff to go on top of it and not look extra dry. So a nice smoothing, blurring base is always something I'm looking for and that I absolutely love. But that does not pill and is not glowy. I want it to be a little bit moisturizing but smoothing. CoverGirl is killing it right now. I gotta say, this is really nice. This is their Velvet Blur Skin Enhancer. I really love using that with, this is still probably my favorite new foundation skin tint. This is their blurring skin tint with some SPF in it. These two are great together. They're really doing a good job. CoverGirl's not usually like one of my go-to brands. This summer, a lot of the stuff they're putting out, it is just chef's kiss. It is just right for my skin. It's really stuff that I reach for all the time. It is becoming my everyday. Who knew? So anyway, so far, really liking this. Next, foundation slash skin tint slash SPF. It's summertime, so I do like to use something that is a skin tint with SPF if I have one that works. Now, I really like the CoverGirl one, but it is a little, it's more of a mattifying formula, which I usually actually really like, but sometimes I'm feeling extra dry and I don't want that. Well, Versed came out with a really nice skin tint. This is their Multi-Serum Skin Tint SPF 40, so it's actually got a little bit higher SPF than some of the other ones like the CoverGirl. This reminds me a lot of the Ilia skin tint. It's really nice. Not too glowy, a little bit glowy. Definitely need powder to set this down, but I really impressed with this. I actually didn't expect much. I think Khaki was talking about it and I was like, maybe I'll check it out. And then Ulta started carrying all the Versed brand stuff, and I was in Ulta and I was able to try it on my hand, and I was just like, oh my gosh, this is like high end. And The color is perfect. If you look like me, they definitely have our color. I'll put up what the shade range is. It looks, for skin tint, it looked decent, not great, but pretty good. So if you are fair and cool toned, they do have a really good shade range for us anyway. I love this. This is actually really nice on my drier days when I want a little bit juicier of a base. This is perfect. And then I've got, you know, I get the full coverage of the SPF 40. So love this. I like this so much better than, say, like the new Merit, the uniform. That's too glowy. The amount you'd have to put on, you'd have just a crust of stuff on your face. This is much more like the Ilia, where it's just got a really, really lovely texture, but a little less glowy than the Ilia, and it doesn't have the weird smell that a lot of the Ilia stuff has, where you can smell sort of the carrier oil in it. This doesn't have any smell at all. It's really, this is really surprisingly nice. So if you were looking for something that is not mattifying, but is not too glowy, and it's an SPF, I highly recommend this, especially since it's drugstore prices. They have these at Target as well. Definitely recommend you check this out. So I was there, I had to go ahead and try their concealer as well. On this concealer, it is a glowy and very hydrating concealer. It does not have enough coverage for me. However, for a lot of people, this is gonna be perfect. It's lovely. I would say it's similar to the Natasha Denona. The color is actually perfect for me. Beautiful, really matches with the skin tint. This has a little more coverage than this. I need a lot of coverage, and this doesn't even have enough coverage for me. I need a lot of coverage because I have very dark under eyes. Because it's so hydrating, you'll see I tried to cover up a zit with it, and it's just not, I mean, if you were to sit there forever, pat it, and get a nice thick layer of it, and then powder that down, you could probably make that work, but it certainly would not be my first choice, as it's not like a Tarte concealer where you can actually use that on a spot because it will dry down and stay. No, this is pretty mobile, great under the eyes, especially if your under eyes are not as dark as mine. Feels lovely, a lot like this one. It just, they got the feel just right. It feels totally high end. Like, I'm a little surprised. I did hear that I think this brand is owned by the same people who are doing Merit. Don't quote me on that. From what I heard, this is the like drugstore version of a higher end brand. I'll see if I can find the information on that, but I get it because it feels really, really good, and it's drugstore prices. So if you're looking for that like sort of hydrating kind of concealer and you need about medium coverage, this is good, and they've got our color if you look like me. So amazing. Okay, now I totally got sucked in. I love a lot of Bobbi Brown's stuff, but not all of it because it's so expensive, but a lot of her stuff is really good quality. Some of her things she carries really works with my skin tone. A lot of it tends to be too warm or too dark, just not my first choice, but I always go check out whenever she has new stuff. I have to say, if you are looking for a creamy concealer, it's expensive. Like, I don't know if I will buy this again. However, I absolutely love using this because it is so creamy and it does have good coverage. You just have to use your finger and the heat of your finger to sort of pat it in. It is great for my, right here, I have an extra dark spot. I don't know why it's not on both sides, but it's just extra dark right here. You can use this, like I tried using it, I did use it for covering the zit, but because it's so emollient, it's a little bit harder to use that way. You do have to powder it down, and it took me kind of a lot of work, which is not great, but if you are looking for something that is really emollient that you can put under your eyes in spots and work in, this is exactly the right color, and it does work. It's I hate to say that because it's so expensive for, you know, a little concealer, but it's really nice. I like it better. It does not have a powder finish. But it is similarly emollient to the new Tarte one. The Tarte one it has a powdery finish, and I find that if you do try to use this, because I would use it on that spot, it tends to look dry about halfway through the day. It starts settling in creases. I think it's that it like devolves into its powder form, and it's not good under the eyes, not at all. This is not like that. This you can put this over your whole face as like a foundation stick if you really wanted to, but that would be expensive, so don't do that. So anyway, if you were in the market for something like this, it is worth the price. It's really nice. I reach for it all the time. It's part of my usual kit now, so. I've talked about this before, so I'm not going to spend too much time on it, but this is also part of my everyday. I use this every single day now. I love this, love, love, love this. Morphe nailed it. It is not drying out. I've probably had it for maybe a month, and it's the perfect color. It's the perfect emolliency. This goes underneath all of my eye looks. It helps the colors be a little more vibrant. If you were to just leave it by itself, it's very soft, and I will find that it creases. Like, I wouldn't just use this. This is meant to paint my canvas underneath so that I have a nice primed and not blue and veiny and red, and like all of that thin eyelid skin on redheads that really just or fair people. It's hard to work over because you've got all these other colors underneath that are darkening and not making for a really nice base for your eyeshadow. So this is fantastic. I accidentally forgot to bring my concealer on my trip. You can double this as a concealer because it does sort of dry down after a little while. Again, they managed to just nail my perfect color. I really appreciate when the lightest color is not like white and it's not like a peachy or really rose undertoned. It's like, I mean, it's the color of me, and that just doesn't happen. That it's happening more, I've noticed. Like, people are starting to figure out that that's the actual light color that we need under our eyes, or as concealer. So they nailed it with this. Love this. Highly recommend this if you are looking for something like an eye primer. I love this. Okay, now setting powder. I totally saw this online and I got sucked in, and I am so glad because I'm not a huge fan of the Laura Mercier powder formula. It's usually a little too heavy for me, but I know they've come out with a bunch of brand new stuff and a lot of talc free, and they've clearly changed some of their formulation. And so I was like, let's go try it. And I love that they have a pink powder, and they have these little powders that are specifically supposed to be for your under eyes. There is no, I was a little worried that they were going to be sparkly because they had one that was actually really nice, but it's just full of sparkle. This is that same nice, really finely milled, but it's the perfect, very light pink. I love this. This is my new go-to. I use this under my eyes every day. This one I would definitely, I would go check this one out. If you are looking for a new under eye powder that is gonna work, that is not white, but not too pink, where you're like, now I've darkened my under eyes. This one's just perfect. No, totally creaseless. I mean, it just sort of blurs the whole under eye. It's gorgeous. So highly recommend this. Love this one. Now, at the same time, I wanted to try what they call their rose powder for all over the face, because again, I wanted to try their new formulations. And again, I think these are talc free. This one, so it's interesting that they call this rose, because to me this is just a straight up peach. The color does work on me, especially if my skin is a little too white from everything I put on underneath it, so it's totally fine. This one, I would say I like it. It's just okay. You do not need to run out and get this. I would run out and get the under eye one. That one I kind of want to put over my whole face, but it only comes in the small packaging, I believe. So I know it's not meant to be used that way, but it's kind of like my perfect all over face one, honestly. This one, it's not bad, but not like wowed. So I'm glad I got the small size. I just wanted to try it. I did want to share because, you'll see me putting it on. If you were curious about that and sucked in kind of like me, It's not bad, it's just not great. I certainly prefer the Makeup by Mario, their Fair Pink. That loose powder is definitely a lot more smoothing and blurring. And I feel kind of bad because I said negative Nancy things about this, but I have changed my mind because I think I saw Tati was trying this on again. A lot of other influencers are like, this is amazing. I'm like, well, I have it. Why did I not like it? I don't know why I didn't like it. I think it's because I used their translucent one, which is like yellow. So I went back and I pulled out, this is the L'Oreal Infallible Blurfection. Pulled out their pink one again, and it looks like it's gonna be a little too dark. It's totally not. I think I thought it was a little bit drying, and maybe it is, but I mean, not enough for it to matter, honestly. Oop. Yeah. Sorry, I'm still trying to figure out why I didn't like this. It's really nice, especially if you're looking for a nude powder that is, at least the pink one I do like. This really, I used it as my final part where after doing sprays and everything, I used it to blur and set all of that down. It really does make you poreless. It is really, really nice. I don't, never mind. It's good. Definitely go check it out if you're looking for a really fine, like, finishing powder. It's really nice. Okay, now I'm really excited about this one. It's probably kind of stupid, but I just decided this summer that all of a sudden I'm into bronzers and I need a little bit of bronzing. I think it was probably because my son said, oh, your face is too white. I like that you're doing something else now. Like you have that very white look usually. I'm like, oh. So at any rate, a little bit of peer pressure there. And I've been looking for bronzers slash contour. And I haven't been real happy with everything I've been seeing. The stuff that I do like is almost more of a bronzer, where it is, you know, both a blush and a bronzer, and it's a little bit glowy. This is the Laura Geller one. This is gorgeous, and I have been using this all summer. However, I was like, well, I want something that is really legit, just that, like, a fair bronzer, and so far not so good. And I also wanted something that was not glowy, just so I have options, because I have a few glowy ones that I love, but let's try something different. Okay, so no luck, but I did find, look at that color, it's perfect. These are $6. This is the 16-hour Cover and Last Powder Foundation from Essence, and I love this powder foundation anyway. I use 01, the lightest one. Sometimes I'll use that just to smooth things out, like right around here, sometimes where there's pores. It's very, very velvety, especially for the price. And I was like digging through, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that color is perfect for me. It's actually cool toned. It is very fair. It's kind of hard to overdo. You can, but it does not look like you just put a bunch of dirt on your face, and like blending is like, oh no, because it's already so velvety. The blending is perfect. It's easy. This is amazing. So at any rate, if you also were looking for something like this, go check these out. They're like $6. I mean, like, it is so worth giving it a try if you're super ultra pale. This so far is the only one that I found that is actually like something that I feel like it's got the tiniest bit of warmth and it will work. My old favorites, I mean, if you want to go a little bit glowy, Essence has their Pure Nude, but this is much more like, what? Okay, we're gonna go off on tangent. This is like the Hourglass, this one right here, where it does give you a little bit of color. It warms you up, but it's glowy, right? This is a little bit warm, a little bit glowy. Maybe not the right thing. This one, a little too glowy. This is the Physicians Formula Butter Glow. This is almost really just like a highlighter, but again, it's more like the Hourglass one, where it's a very subtle highlighter. The closest one that I have found, but I just don't use that much, is the Essence Contouring Palette, the Duo Palette. This lighter color, so really, really similar color, as you can see. This one, this is a little too dark, but if you wanted darker, this is great. These are nice, cool colors. This is a little bit lighter than this, so I get a little more impact out of this. And this is definitely such a velvety, smooth kind of formula that I'm reaching for this. I've had this forever. I just don't reach for that much because I haven't been contouring that much. That one's really meant to be more contour, not bronzer. And this one just slightly does work better as a bronzer for me. Anyway, definitely check this out. All right, in that same vein, I absolutely love these. This is not, I don't know how often I will reach for this, but if you are looking for more of a contour, but one that is truly cool, but not too dark, oh my gosh, this is perfect. That is, I mean, somewhere between contour and bronzer for us. And this, again, with these, I love this formula, but it dries down very quickly. It's like a gel kind of thing, but it blends out really nice. You gotta work with it on time. This one you can kind of use all over your face. You'll see that I did that. This, I believe, is actually, is this, oh yeah, 01. Okay, so I got 02. 02 looks like a lighter cap. It actually looks like it might be even nicer and cooler and lighter. It is not, so don't do that. This 01 is their lightest one, and it is not completely cool, but it is definitely a good sort of bronzer for us. So, you know, because everything turns orange on people who have like our undertones. So this is definitely worth checking out if you want something that really, once you set it down, it's there. So like if you want to do the contouring around your nose, as long as you blend it out, it will look natural. It won't look like you have dirt on your face. This works really well, and I love using it in the crease. If you want to go really simple, it makes a great crease shade as well. So had to mention this. Now this is something I was looking for this maybe a year ago, and I went all over Ulta looking to see if anybody had something that was going to work for this, and I did not find anything that had the right color for us. Nothing was ever light enough, and so this is dual-ended, and one side is perfect. It gives you this lovely little bit, and it's nice and soft. Beautiful little bit of definition for underneath your eyebrows. Perfect. And you can even use it in here if you want a little bit of extra. Not too much, you know, it's not like, whew, you got blingy stuff. You can find lots of these kind of things that have like a white champagne-y, like really bright kind of finish. It's not really what I was looking for. I just wanted something to define underneath here, softly but firmly, right? And then the other side is pink. I haven't really used the pink for anything yet, but I'm sure I can find a use for it. It's a nice, like really natural, I mean, it's like my skin tone kind of pink, just a little bit pinker. This one, I don't know if the texture will be good enough, but I could try that on some of my darker spots too, to give myself a little bit of extra coverage. I feel like the texture is not going to work on that though. Great under the eyes though. So if you were also looking for something like this, Ulta just came out with something just like this, and it's a good price too. Okay, now cheeks. So I decided to go ahead and keep it sort of a little bit more balmy and also like blurred out, maybe a little sunburnt for summer. And I saw online, the colors online are not correct. Again, got sucked into Bobbi Brown. This is beautiful, but I think this is called Soft Plum, which actually I would say this does look like a soft plum. The pictures look a little more grayed out, a little more dull. This is a little more of like a sunburn color on me, but it is a cooler toned sunburn. So that I actually do still like this. It is a really natural color on me. Definitely, it's like really strongly pigmented, but it also has the ability to really get washed out. And a lot of people actually complained about these, said that they didn't give you enough color. if you're super fair, I would not say that that is the case. You can get plenty of color out of this, and it does allow you some time to play because it's moussey. So very, very moussey, and see how you can really you can go from intense to very, very natural, sort of see-through, blushed out. It's really nice to have that, especially if you're gonna have sweaty skin or you know, just generally that kind of summery skin. I kind of like a texture like this because it wears very naturally on you. These are pretty expensive. I kind of wish they had more colors. I think there's one other color that I thought might work for me, but because they're so expensive and this appeared to be the coolest of the colors, I really just decided to stick with that. But I still wanted something similar in a much cooler thing, so guess what popped up in my Amazon feed? I don't know how they know. Well, probably because I shop all the time. So this one is, what is it? Clear Thing? Dear Thing. Some of these names. Okay. Anyway, so this one, legit, that's the color I think I was looking for from Bobbi Brown. So very, very cool tone pink. But not such a cotton candy pink that you can't wear it. It just looks really pretty, and it has the exact same texture. It shears out even more, and for those of us who are ultra fair, that is so pretty. So I just mixed the two, you know. I love that anytime you want to, at any point in what you have going on your face, you can just add a little bit of this. I don't think it disturbs my makeup too much. So that's actually really, really nice. And you can just spruce up your midday makeup a little bit by just tapping on a little bit more. It's so pretty. This is a lot cheaper than the Bobbi Brown. I should look to see if I can find the Bobbi Brown color in this brand. If I can, I'll put it up. I would say that this, the finish on this, the feel, everything is just like the Bobbi Brown. Maybe a tad less pigmented, but I think that's just the color that I chose. At any rate, I wouldn't, you don't gotta run out and get that Bobbi Brown unless you're in love with that color. The finish is nice, but again, Bobbi Brown's super expensive, and sometimes I think it's worth it, and sometimes I'm like, you know, there's a Korean brand somewhere on Amazon that has probably a better version anyway, so that's that. Now, setting sprays. I've become a really big fan of the setting sprays lately because I think they've gotten a lot better. I didn't find that they used to do a whole lot for me, honestly, but I gotta say, as you notice, I kind of have a brand favorite here. So One Size just came out with their powder melt one. I know you're seeing everybody else is using this. There's a good reason. If you want a juicier finish and a really beautiful gloss finish, and you want to literally melt sort of all of your makeup together and then have it stay, this is legit. It's so good. It is so, so good. Now, if you're like me and you're like, I'm gonna be sweaty, I'm gonna be oily, I want to like smack that makeup down and I don't want it to move, and I just don't want to have to worry about things. Yeah, this is probably my third bottle. Yeah, this is my third bottle of the On Till Dawn. It is drying. If you have dry skin, you might not like this, but if you're like everybody else, I know some people say like don't use it every day. I kind of use it every day. It's fine. I'm not having any over drying from it, but I cannot deny, as you can see from the pictures, this is gorgeous. The finish on this is so pretty. Longevity, I haven't really, this one lasts me, it can get me about 6 hours on a greasy day before I start seeing breaking up, and where it will break up is where right in the creases of my nose, there's only so much it can handle, right? Everything around it will be like set down and look really good, but the creases where the oil is coming from, it will eventually start pushing out this. I mean, maybe if I just like really sprayed in there, but I'm not gonna do that. So this one, I love this for when I'm having, you know, because my hormones are still doing this. If I'm low estrogen, my skin can get really dry. And so this, like if you're an Accutane person, if you are, you know, postmenopausal and you're, you know, at the point where your skin is a lot drier than it used to be, this juices it up in such a pretty way. It is so gorgeous. So love this. Nothing new in eyebrows. I'm still doing the same eyebrow game. Still loving it. So we're not gonna do anything there. So these are limited edition and I hate to recommend it. I normally do not like the Charlotte Tilbury eyeshadows. They're usually very underwhelming, especially for the price. And every time I've gone and swatched them in store, I'm like, are you kidding me? Not these. So I think you can only get these at Ulta or from her website at this point. And a lot of them, I really wanted the green one and it's limited edition. It's out of stock everywhere. I don't think it's coming back. If you can still get a hold of, I'd say any of these. I went and swatched several and they were just, they're so pigmented and their shiny shades are, oh, and the color stories are gorgeous. At any rate, if you want just a beautiful summer smoky eye that works with cool tones and fair skin, this is gorgeous. I am wearing this on repeat like all the time. I am sorry to, you know, recommend something so expensive, but this is a new favorite. This is so gorgeous. Just a heads up, I know that there is the new Hourglass ones. It's not my kind. I feel like I kind of wasted my money. This one, I do not feel like I wasted my money. This is gorgeous. So you can see me putting it on. All of these colors work for me. This topper I use all the time. I reach for it when I want that nice, like, this lighting is pretty even, and so you're not seeing the amount of sparkle. In daylight, the amount of sparkle you get off of this is just like, whoo, okay, it's absolutely gorgeous. So just wanted to mention this one because if you can still get it, I would say I just didn't even try these because I knew I didn't like the Charlotte Tilbury formula. That's not what these are. These are like totally new. She needs to do all of her stuff just like this from now on. These are amazing. I wish I knew that before they were all sold out everywhere and they were limited edition. I had no idea, and unfortunately now I can't. I want to buy like all of them honestly, but now I can't because I can't find them. So this one, I did see some were left, certainly on her website. If you like this, I would definitely run out and grab one of these before they're all gone because this is so pretty. It is amazing. Lots of new mascaras that I've been trying. I kind of like them all. I don't think I've talked about this one, but I do like this one, the Ribbon Wrapped Lash, and then pretty much the dupe for that. Well, we got the Colossal Bubble is good, and I also really like the Makeup Revolution Wrap Lash. So these are all sort of like tubing type of ones. I'm not sure if the bubble lashes, I think they just say it's washable. All really good mascaras for lots of length and volume, and they really kind of stick around. So nothing new there. Let's move on to lips because so much good new in lips. Oh, I'm loving lips right now. Okay, we're not even going to talk about all of the Kiko Milano lipsticks that I just did. I feel like I've already reeled them to death. They're so gorgeous, and I will probably show a few more of them in, I'm doing a cool tone video as well, and some of this stuff overlaps just a little bit, but I'm trying to make two different videos because I have some favorites in both categories and then there's some overlap. Anyway, so let's talk about the ones that I have been loving that are very like that summer khaki feel that I am definitely going for. I'm loving it. Lisa Eldridge kind of like pushed me in that direction with her safari themed palette. Okay, so let's start with the lip liners. So lip liners, oh my gosh, these colors, I'm absolutely loving it. So let's start with the Kiko one. This is Gingerbread. This is like, I want this as a lipstick because it is so creamy, it is so smooth, it just goes right on, and it is so the exact perfect right color. I love this. Like, I need to go look to see if they have this color as a lipstick. I think it's called Gingerbread. It's a lot like the dupe that I have for Lisa Eldridge's Toasted that is also a Kiko one. I am totally spacing the name of it right now. I have it around here somewhere in this pile, but it has just a little more of a sort of like pinky mocha like undertone. It's just, this is gorgeous. I love it. New favorite. I reach for this all the time. I want to go through, it's very soft. I'm going to go through this like pretty quick, but I love it. Okay, so other ones. So I did also try this. Somebody asked me if I had tried the new Kiko formula, the creamy colors, their lip liners. They only had a few colors in stock that I actually thought I might like. Unfortunately, their colors online on Amazon are a little hard. You know, they're not, sometimes they nail it and sometimes they're just like, that's not it at all. So at any rate, this one is a good medium pink. If you're looking for a medium pink and it's got that same really creamy formula, love this one. So this is also really, really good depending on what you're looking for. Good for summer. Now I was at Ulta and I saw that, I mean, apparently it's just like lip liner season. That's what we're doing. And Milani has these, and I think these are supposed to be plumping. Yeah, Keep It Full plumping lip liner. They're not plumping. If they are, it's doing it with zero tingle at all. Great, because I got the NYX, the duck lip ones. These, oh, that's a spicy meatball. I love the colors, and I love that when they dry down, they're down. Like if you need that line to stay there, it will. But damn, those hurt. So I don't reach for them a lot. I do also like that they have a thicker sort of like applicator, so you can, it totally lends itself to making it like a full almost lipstick, so you can just put a little gloss in the center. Love that, but they are spicy. I prefer a standard lip liner, thank you. And these two colors are absolutely gorgeous. Milani does really do a good job with, I think, natural pretty colors. Not always, but sometimes they really nail it. And this is another really smooth, soft formula, really nice. I'm loving this. Then finally I did get, I already had the Maybelline lifter liners, but I got one more color. This is definitely a more khaki-ish color, and it's gorgeous. And again, the same really smooth, beautiful sort of formula that once it sets down, it's there. I added this color and I do not regret it. Okay, my final and favorite thing to get into is lipsticks, lip glosses, all the good juicy lippy stuff. These are like an old favorite, but I have not gotten some of the lifter glosses in a long time, honestly, and I saw at Ulta that they came out with new colors, and I could not be happier with these two colors. I've got this lighter color and then this darker, cooler brown. These are perfect. I like wearing them together, as you can see. So like, if you haven't gotten some of the lifter glosses in a while, go check these out. These colors are so sophisticated, so pretty, and it gives you that, just that juicy lip. Look at that. They're so comfortable to wear. Now, I will say, it really helps to have a liner with these because they are so juicy that they're pretty mobile. Yeah, so they do kind of move around on you. And I definitely feel, see, like I gotta do the wipe off. Now, some of that's just the way my lips are. I have like a shelf here and everything tries to travel up there. So I almost always have to like wipe off that when I get done with something that's a gloss. These are so nice. The colors, they nailed the colors. A lot of their colors are either you don't really see them, or they're very sort of Fenty inspired, like fussy colors, you know, like a sort of a peachy pinky kind of color, which they have beautiful, but tend to be a little bit more warm undertoned colors. These are really like perfect summer khaki colors that are not too warm, but very natural looking. I love those. Now, along those same lines, it has been a minute since I have tried the newest colors, which I didn't even realize they came out with it in the CoverGirl Clean Fresh Yummy Plumpers. These are a bit spicy, not terrible. They're like a minty tingle, and it does kind of go away. But I remember like the first ones I got, I thought were a little bit of a thicker, goopier formula. Not exactly goopy, but just thicker. And I remember the tingle being a bit much, to the point where I wouldn't grab for them. These, I feel like they improved that, both of those things a little bit. And these colors, again, perfect for summer, so pretty. And I love that. I wish this was a little more gold on the lips, but it's more subtle. It's still really pretty. But this one, I'm glad it's not super dark like it looks like. It's the see-through version of that, which is perfect. I put this over all kinds of stuff, plus it gives you just a little bit of plumping. This one is probably one of my new favorites. Absolutely. It's a nice, cool burgundy with sparkles in it. It's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. So both of these are definitely worth checking out as well. And finally, if you are looking for the nude like matte lip, although I keep mixing it sort of with my glosses because it looks good that way too. This color, it was just a random grab, so pretty. This is from MAC. I don't like their applicator is questionable, but what a beautiful nude color for us for summer. This will be good for fall too, but this mixed with just about everything else that I have mentioned, you get all kinds of great looks. Doing this as a base with a darker outline and then putting a little bit of gloss on top of it makes you look like you have the juiciest, like Kardashian style nude lip that is so hard to find for cool toned skin. There have been so many products that give people with warmer or neutral skin tones that same beautiful look, which I love. A good juicy nude lip. Oh, that's so sexy, so pretty. I think I have not been able to find that really reliably that goes with our skin tones. Sometimes they look a little too dead cool, like gray, and then it's not cute. This one's just right. I think it's gorgeous, and it's not too dark. A lot of times they will be too dark if they're the right tone. I'm so glad that I just decided to give it a try. When I walked past it, I was like, oh, that looks kind of dead girl. I'll just try it. And then it was less dead girl than it looks like in here. It's actually super wearable, so definitely recommend that too. Okay, so this is what happens when I've been gone for a little while. It ends up being a long video because there's so much good stuff. They're coming out with so much good stuff right now. So I have to share. I am a bit of a shopaholic, but when I find good stuff, I'm like, I gotta tell people. So here you go. Especially those lip products. Oh my gosh. Run, don't walk. So good. I am like, I can't even decide on a daily basis which ones I want to put on because like they're all so good. I love them all so much. So pretty. And that's not even mentioning like the Lisa Eldridge Toasted and then the Kiko Milano dupe for that. I think it's Cinnamon Honey. Those are so good too. So like, every day I'm just like, well, what goes on my lips today? And you know what? Every day I end up putting usually a couple different things on my lips throughout the day because I'm loving it. Anyway, so have to share. So hopefully some of this stuff is new to you and looks good as well, and I will put all the links below so that you can go check it out and see if you need to get your little hands on it as well. I will be working on my cool tone video as well. Some of the things, like obviously this is going to be in there, so there'll be a little bit of duplicates, but not too much. So stay tuned for that. Hopefully that will be next week. Yeah. So, okay, if you like this kind of content and you haven't already subscribed, I sure would appreciate a like and subscribe, as it really helps my channel to grow. And I appreciate you guys being here. Okay, hope you are having a wonderful day and wearing your sunscreen, but still getting out in the sun. And I will see you in the next video.